everyone. I thought I'd go live from my home. I haven't done that in a while. Probably should have cleaned up a little bit first. But I'm bored. So I thought, it's so hot here. It's crazy, crazy temperature right now. And so I thought I'd go live, something to do. Let me go grab my phone real quick. Hold on one second. I put something over the camera because I only look good from here up. So hold on one second. All right. I'm back. All right. Hi. Cindy, how are you? Can you hear me okay, Cindy? You're the first on. I appreciate you jumping on. I always have some kind of quirkiness with this. Heather, can you hear me? Anytime I go live, no matter where it is, there's always something that gets messed up. Either my volume's not on, or I'm connected to my Cardo on my helmet, and I'm doing live someplace else, and I'm always kind of messed up. All right, everybody can hear me. Yay! That's awesome. I hope you guys are doing well. It is crazy, crazy hot here in Florida. I'm gonna bring up the temperature for you guys right now. It's just crazy. So it's 3:30, and the real feel is the heat advisory, which is whatever. It's normal in Florida, but it's 106 degrees. I don't know if you can see that. It comes up backwards, but the real feel is 106 in the sun. Um, I went for a really short ride this morning and it got too hot, so I'll try again tomorrow morning, maybe leave a little bit earlier. But I hope you guys are doing so well. Scott, you're always jumping on. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, Cindy, Heather, how are you guys? RM, hey, Beth, I hope you're having a good weekend. Love your videos. Just picked up a Ryker back in April. Oh, that's awesome. Welcome to the family. And it really is a family, isn't it? I seem so close. Um, I'm like, hello. So yeah, welcome, welcome. I have to get close because I have to be able to read the comments. So I'm like this. um, Jr. Joseph Riviera in the house. How are you? Mr. T on 3. Thank you, thank you. I'm so glad you guys could all hear. We've got Keith on here. Hello, everyone. Hello, all. Always do that with my cardo. I hate it, RM. It's like embarrassing. I've been doing this for so many years. But like in my defense, why my live chats always go miserable because I'm not a vlogger. Meaning I don't record as I'm riding. I'm just not good at it. I'm not good at doing the commentary, and I'm not really I might try something different in the future, but I'm really not big at voiceovers. Whereas I'm recording and then I go back and editing and then add the voice later. It seems like it's always kind of awkward and not good for me. And then when I go in my and I do it through as I'm recording, something always kind of gets most. I just don't do it that often. So when I make these mistakes, it feels like such a newbie mistake. But in my defense, I don't go live that often, so I'm still kind of quirky about doing it. Um, MT on 3 is flying to Tampa next weekend. Beautiful. Make sure you have hot weather gear. Drink lots and lots and lots of fluids. Scott says, bring on the heats. Floating on the boat as we speak. I know, Scott, I need to come visit you and hang on your boat. You've invited me so many times. I just don't know why I don't do it. Todd Mack, how are you? He lives in Florida and wanted to know of any shops to do aftermarket work done on the Can-Am. Yes. Todd, private message me and I'll send you the information. But a good friend of mine who I've ridden with for years, his name is Lauderdale. His riding name is Lauderdale. And he actually lives in Lauderdale, Fort Lauderdale. And he does a lot of aftermarket work on Spyders and Rykers. So I definitely have someone if you're willing to ride to Fort Lauderdale. Absolutely, I recommend him highly. So let's see. All right, it's Ryan. You don't want to go by RM? I'll try to remember your name. I'm sorry if I don't. Obviously it's hard for me. Um, Sweating, hot, humid here. Ah, I know it's hot everywhere. It's everywhere. I just came from I was in Atlanta for the weekend, and it's called Hot Atlanta for a reason because it gets very hot there too. But it's definitely nicer because it cools off at nighttime. But the whole time I was there, they were having excruciating heat there, and so it kind of we had a pool party which was great, but we had that outdoor event in like this big huge park. I mean, I was only there for an hour versus 4 hours because the heat was just too much for me. So, but usually when I go to Georgia, I ride a lot in the mountains there, but I didn't do any riding outside of the event because of the heat. I'm baby when it comes to the heat. I am doing very well, JR. Karen Norton says to my husband today that I watched that I wished when I had learned to ride my Ryker that I wished learned on the Spyder. What is the difference for unclutching? So Karen's question is, I guess if I'm reading that correctly, what is the main difference between the Ryker and the Spyder? So I'm going to do a whole series with my Spyder on how easy it is to ride, and I know for me, I was intimidated a little bit about the Ryker because I didn't want any part of like changing gears. I didn't want any part of anything like that. And that's why I went to the Ryker versus the Spyder. And I think a lot of people feel that way too. So it is if you get a chance to test ride a Spyder, you'll know within seconds how easy it is to shift. And it's not a clutch where you have to like squeeze the clutch in and then shift. It's simply paddle shifting. Like in a lot of cars have that paddle shifting where you can go automatic or paddle shifting. So this is paddle shifting, and you only have to shift when you're going up in gears. And you can downshift to lower the gears on a Spyder, but it does the downshifting for you if you don't do it. And it is so like easy and intuitive to shift. Like literally you can hear the bike screaming, shift. So it's around 3,000 RPMs, give or take. You'll hear the motor almost scream a little bit like, eh. I'm not going to do it because it'll sound horrible. And then you shift and you hear it calm down. And then you hear it rev up again. And then you upshift and then it calms down. It's like so easy. And there's no clutch pedal. There's nothing. There's no clutch lever. There's nothing like that. It's just your thumb as you're riding. And it's just so easy to do. But I think a lot of people are intimidated by it. So I'm going to do a whole series of me riding and looking at the lever and showing you how easy it is and showing you the RPMs. It's super easy. So don't let that discourage you from kind of moving into the Spyder. So that was a long-winded answer. Hopefully I answered your question. Let's see. Simply Queen, greetings to you as well. Heather says, please give this video a thumbs up. So yes, please, I'd appreciate that. YouTube loves all that stuff, the thumbs up, the whatever. And if you guys are all jumping on, it means you're all subscribers because you all get that notification that says I'm going live. So I definitely appreciate you as a subscriber. And it is just crazy. I'm at like 17,000 something, 17,000, maybe 500 subscribers. And it still amazes me how many people aren't subscribed. It's just crazy because there's still, I think, which is normal for YouTubers, but 78% of people that watch my videos just fail to subscribe. And when I was in Atlanta, I have all these people coming up to me how much they love me, how much they love me. I'm like, prove it. Show me you're subscribed. I called them out. I'm like, I'm definitely subscribed. I'm like, I just, show me. I'll bet you that you're not. And I would say 8 times out of 10 or 7 times out of 10, I was correct that they weren't subscribed. I'm like, oh, I thought I was. So just hitting subscribe is just a little way of showing your love. So please, if you're not subscribed, please hit subscribe. It's very appreciated. Let's see. So thank you, Heather, for that. Ida, hi, Beth. I have a rally and I just bought a Spyder F3. I love my Spyder much better. Love your new Spyder. See, I just got off of a very long, it was a 9 hours ride back and forth on my new Spyder. And comfort, like I am like so torn on which I like better. Like someone asked me, I was doing a on U3, it was I was doing a live podcast, and in Atlanta. And one of the questions they asked me, which do you like better, the Riker or the Spyder? And it's kind of like, it's almost like asking which child you like better. If you have two children or whatever, you have multiple kids, each child brings, their benefits and their strong things that they bring to the family unit. And in my family of bikes with the Ryker and the Spyder, each one has this individual place in my heart. The Ryker, of course, is my firstborn, my first love. So there's always a special spot for my Ryker. And, the Spyder, 100%, hands down, I love my Spyder more on long trips. I've taken long trips on the Ryker. I've taken long trips on various Spyders, RTs, now with the F3. And I'm adamant about, like, I'm very, very strong. I love my F3 or the Spyders for long distance riding. And for 2-up riding, to me, it just hands down much more, it's just a better experience. But when I'm zipping around town and, and I'm in the twisties and I'm doing whatever, I love my Ryker. My Ryker it's just fun. It's nimble. I'm in it. I'm immersed in the experience. And it's just, I don't know. I'm glad I'm in a position because I was given the Spyder. So I'm glad I'm in a position where I can have both, the best of both worlds. So if someone's asking me which to get, a Ryker or Spyder, it's such a personal preference. The number of questions I ask: do you ride 2-up a lot? And are you planning on doing a lot of long-term riding? As if either of those questions are yes, I definitely push them to the Spyder. But if you're into just that like more aggressive riding, that sportier ride, then I recommend the Ryker. So I love them both. Grumpy, what's up? God, I've missed you. I hope you're doing well. There's a few people on here that have been with me since day one, when I was super, super new and super awkward and super clumsy with everything I was doing and just real. And you guys stuck with me through everything, and you continue to watch my videos and you continue to show me love. So I appreciate it very, very much. So thank you, everybody on here that's been with me for a while. Tyler, how are you? Let's see. Oh, thank you, Todd. I appreciate that. So T-Bread78 asks, I've never learned how to ride a bike. Can I ride a Spyder? Yes. Yeah, it's the same thing as a Ryker. A lot of people who have never ridden a motorcycle, have never ridden in their whole life, it's a very easy transition with the 3 wheels. You don't have to worry about balancing. I've ridden 2 wheels as well. So I'm very comfortable talking about the differences between the two. And riding 2 wheels is a very different experience. And it is a lot more work to learn how to ride it, how to make the turns, there's a lot more that goes into it. Whereas riding a Ryker or Spyder, it's very easy. It's a very easy first time bike. It really, really is. What I recommend everyone to do, whether you're a first time rider or you're coming from 2 wheels, is to take the $99 2-day Can-Am 3-wheel course. And it's like discounted Can-Am. It's usually a $300 course, and Can-Am subsidizes the course. They want everyone to take this course. And I've actually become certified as an instructor, so I can speak very clearly and very confidently on this course. It is the best thing you can do for yourself. And I highly recommend taking it before you buy your Can-Am. That way, you want to learn on a learner bike. You want to learn on someone else's dime, so to speak. All those bikes are insured. You're covered 100% if anything happens. And not that anything would happen, but it just allows you to get the feel of riding in a very safe, closed course. And you may decide, I was in a class with somebody, and there was just a guy that could not work the throttle. He just got on it and twisted. He didn't know how to feather in the throttle to kind of ease into the speed. And he quit after, one day. He just realized it was not for him. As much as he wanted it, he just could not figure it out. So it's best to figure it out before you buy your Spyder or your Ryker. But that's the best way to do it. Is if you're not sure, take that course. $99. That's a great way to learn and great way to find out. Let's see. Tyler from the east coast of Canada. I was just in near Niagara Falls a couple 2-3 weeks ago. So Grumpy says it was really easy for him to switch from the Riker to the Spyder. Yeah, it's very easy. It somehow like it people do kind of give it a second thought when they're doing it, but it's very, very easy. So RM asks if anyone has any suggestions for an aftermarket exhaust that's not too loud. My Riker didn't come with stock. I don't mind some noise, but it's too loud for the neighbors. He has 2 brothers. I've had aftermarket exhaust on my Riker, and I've never heard one that I didn't hate. There, I said it. I am not an aftermarket exhaust person specifically for the Riker, and the reason being is it does not have gears. It's an automatic transmission. So an exhaust on the Riker has 2 sounds. When it's idle and it's not going anywhere, you just turn it on. It sounds amazing. It has such a cool, like, guttural, deep throaty kind of sound, and it's awesome. Then the next sound, which to me is horrible, is when you get it up to like 30, 40 miles an hour and you open it up a little bit and it goes, the next sound you hear is like ear piercing. I was on, I went on a ride and I knew the exhaust that I had on my bike was loud. So I started the ride with earplugs in, knowing it was loud. We stopped for lunch. We got back on the bike. It was a big group ride. And I forgot to put my earplugs in. And I wasn't going to pull the whole group over. Oh, I want to put my earplugs in. So I continued with the ride. I got home and I took my exhaust off before I even took my helmet off. That's how upset I was. I had to fill my ears because I thought my ears were bleeding. I definitely lost some hearing that day. And I don't know if anybody has any suggestions for him or her, but it's I don't like that loud sound. I want to be heard when I'm riding. Don't get me wrong. I do believe loud pipe saves lives. I do believe that if someone says they can't see you, but they can hear you, so it's a conditional safety feature. It just physically hurts my ears. Maybe I have a more sensitive ears than other people, but I'm yet to find an exhaust that's not ear-piercingly loud. Yes, Grumpy, you're right. When you have it in eco mode, it does show you when it's time to shift, but it is so tiny, the little thing to show you when to shift. It's almost distracting because because I did try it. So when you're riding on the Spyder and you have it in eco mode, this little tiny thing comes up and tells you when to shift, but it is not like in the line of vision when you're riding. So if you're doing it, you kind of like this, waiting for the thing to come up. I find it distracting. It's not. I wish it was more, apparent and more visible to kind of show you. But it does recommend shifting at higher RPMs than I was shifting at. So I'm getting the feel of, if you shift when the RPMs are too low, it kind of gives it that clunkiness. Whereas when you shift at higher RPMs, like in the 3000, it just smooth the transition. But thank you for that tip. I appreciate it, Grumpy. Ida says, I agree, around town Riker, but long rides a Spyder. Yeah. Heather says, I am hoping for both types with the F3. Maybe one day I can afford to upgrade. I hate the use of the word upgrade. And I remember when I owned a Riker and people said they upgraded to the Spyder, I used to find that so insulting, because I don't find that the Spyder is an upgrade. I find that's just a different ride. The Riker in itself is amazing. I know you didn't mean like anything weird by it, but just anyone's watching, if they get insulted by that, I get it, because the Riker is its own unique ride, period. And then the Spyder, whether it's the F3, the RT, is their own unique ride. So to me, it's not an upgrade. It's just a different experience, because I still love my Ryker. I still love riding it. when I go back from my Atlanta show, I couldn't wait to get on my Ryker and zip run because watching everyone on their Rykers, and and I was like, oh, I can't wait to get back on mine. So it's like very, very just two different rides. Okay. Robert asks, did you change to another seat? If so, what kind? I am still in my original seat. I have a 2019. I still have my original seat. I never wanted to pay for an upgraded seat. I felt like some of the upgraded seats, like the ultimate seat, it changes your seating position, because say the Ryker seat is, say, this thick, the ultimate seat is like this thick. So it just changes your position on it, because I've sat on them and they're much more comfortable. Just don't get me wrong, but I didn't like the difference of the position. So instead, what I did was, and I've tried out like 3 different types of seat cushions or seat covers that if I'm going to go on a long ride, I throw it on there. And so I've done an air cushion. I've done, Air Hawk. I did a review on that. I did a review on, and I also sell these gel cushions on my website. And then I've also done a review on this bead rider, bead seat. So as far as, and I've tried like 4 different ones, and my favorite is actually the beaded seat. And it looks kind of cheesy, and it looks like I'm a taxi driver in New York City with those wooden beaded seats, but it's actually, they're ceramic, and I like them because at any given moment your butt is on a different pressure point with the beads, and it just works. Especially in the summer heat, I like that because it allows airflow, and it only increases your height just a little bit. And then in the winter time, and sometimes I swap back and forth, I like the gel seat. And the reason why I don't like my gel seat that I sell on my website in the summer, because that thing heats up. And unless you're going to take it off and kind of put it away somewhere, you could get back on that seat and it's like 130 degrees. It's like hot, hot, hot. So you have to remember every time to either cover it or take it off. And that's why I don't use that in the summertime. Good question. So I don't want to be the only one answering. So if anyone has answers to these questions, please answer. Because whoever's asking these questions, I'm sure they want my opinion, but they also want the opinion of the group. So if someone's asking, if I read a question out loud and you have a certain seat that you love, even if it varies 100% from my comment, please post it in there. This isn't about me. This is about everyone working together as a community, helping each other out. So I'm the only one talking, unfortunately, but it's a group discussion. So please chime in and definitely, put your opinions in there about what you like, about what you don't like, so we can kind of help and learn from each other. Hopefully I can learn from you as well. So Heather agrees the course is key. Yes, the riding course. If anyone's just jumping on now, welcome, welcome, welcome. The topic is Ask Me Anything. I'm just bored, and I'm like, well, it's so hot. I don't want to go outside. I don't want to ride today. I don't want to do anything. So instead of just flipping around, going through YouTube Shorts and Instagram all day long, I thought let's chat. Let's get on here. It's been a while since I've had a calm chat where I can go back and forth and read the comments and interact with everybody. It's kind of nice. Let's see. All right. We've got, let's see, how many people do we have on right now? 18 people. That's nice. I appreciate you guys. Bye, Joseph. Have a great afternoon. Big hugs, babe. All right. What? Robert has an F3T. I love it. Simply Queen, thank you so much. I'm so glad you found me too. Spread the love. Spread the word. Let's see. I'm just going through the comments. I had the KM. I love the KM course, by the way. Waif and I took it together, helped a lot. Absolutely. Thank you, Ryan, for that. Heather says after she took her course, she was so relaxed to ride alone. Absolutely. It just gives you the confidence that course is just, people who've been riding two wheels for years, I also and they switched to the Can-Am. I also recommend they take the course too, because it's a big transition to go from braking with your hand to only braking with your foot. And a lot of times there'll be accidents. People have been riding two wheels for years and years, and they think, it's nothing. I'm just jumping on a Spyder. And then they're reaching for the brake, the phantom brake that does not exist, and they get into an accident. So it kind of helps reinforce that in the course. Mike says, I use your videos to help upgrade my wife's Ryker. Thanks. My pleasure. Thank you, Mike, for saying that. I appreciate it. So I do have a lot of Spyder videos coming out only because it's new and it's fresh. But I also have some Ryker videos coming out, and I'm definitely continuing with the Ryker. So although my channel is expanding and including a lot more Spyder stuff, but I don't want my Ryker, my first love, and any of you guys to feel cheated or slighted at all, because there's plenty of those to come too. All right, Heather asks, do you have a quad lock system? I can't remember. I need help installing mine. Really? Yeah, I love my quad lock. I have no affiliation with them whatsoever. Go grab it on Amazon, wherever you want to grab it. I like my quad lock a lot. And this is what the back of it looks like. And this part, the blue part, I got the magnetic one for no other reason than I thought it'd be cool to stick it on my refrigerator if I'm doing something. But it just clips right onto your bike. And for me, I love jumping off my bike and taking tons of pictures or a quick video. This it comes off so. I don't want to say it comes off easily, because it doesn't come off at all. I've ridden miles upon miles upon miles with my quad lock. It's never ever failed me. But when you want to take it off, it's like a push system, snaps off, and then you don't have to take all the straps off like on the other systems, and it's super super easy. So yeah, if you need help, Heather, just ask me. I'll be happy to help you. Let's see. I think I did a review video on quad lock, but I don't know if I did an installation video or not. But check my video on quad locks. I think I definitely did a video on them. So if anyone has a stock exhaust available, Ryan, who's RM on here in green, would like to buy your stock exhaust. So, and there's definitely people, if you just be careful of buying on like Facebook Marketplace, be careful of buying, I want to buy any, there's just so many scams out there. I would say at least once a week, someone's telling me that they lost money buying something from somebody, whether it's on Facebook or any of those sites. My advice would be to only buy something, anything that you're buying aftermarket or used or whatever from somebody that's local, where you can physically go and pick it up and hand them the cash. Don't send people cash and then they'll send you the stuff. It always, I mean, unless you can put it on your credit card and then dispute it or something, but that's kind of tricky. So be careful with that. All right, let's see. I'm just going through the questions. You bought your system on Black. Heather bought her quad lock system on Black Friday, and she still yet to put it on. Come on, girl. You got this. All right. How often, Robert asks, how often do you stop on that 9-hour ride? So that's a good question. So that's a good Ryker versus Spyder question. So on the Ryker, you have to, for me, when I'm on the highway, I don't get very good gas mileage at all. So when I'm doing highway speeds, I have to stop every hour for gas, whether I need to or not. And I usually need to. I'm usually ready to stop, but you can't go any further for me. Some people get better gas mileage, but I do mostly highway riding. I do a lot of long distance riding, so it's like every hour. But on my ride back on that 9-hour ride from Atlanta, the Spyder, so the Ryker maybe gets 100 miles. For me, everybody's different, so don't come at me saying I get 100. I only get 100 miles to the gallon on my 100. I'm sorry, not to the gallon. I wish I get 100 miles per fill up on my Riker. Whereas on my Spyder, I get 220 miles. So I can go twice as long on my Spyder. So it's like every couple of hours I stop. Um, but I stopped more often because it was really hot. On the way there, I was my thermometer on my bike was 102, and hold on one second. Hold on. Sorry. Um, I just had an important text. So my Spyder, yeah, it was I probably stopped, maybe every hour and a half. On my ride to Atlanta, it was 102 degrees on my dash on my instrument cluster, and it was just that's going like 80 miles an hour, 75 miles an hour. So it was hot, and so I stopped more often because I just needed to hydrate. I needed to just take the helmet off, take the jacket off, take the gloves off, and just go in air conditioning. And a lot of times on these rides, you'll literally find me in, if there's like a beer cooler or like one of those rooms that have like cold stuff in the back, you'll literally find me sitting on a case of whatever, of Coca-Cola, and just chilling out, literally chilling in there. Or I'll open up one of the refrigerator doors and just pretend I'm looking and I'm confused and just stand there for like a half hour because it's so hot. But yeah, so I stopped a bunch. All right, so maybe I'll try to pick up a stock. Okay, on all right, what else do we have? Chef Souffle, how are you? Long time no see, man. Long time no hear from you. All right, would you recommend? He asks, would you recommend starting out on a Riker or the Spyder? I'm a bigger guy. Um, I have my friend John. He's 6'7", 200 X amount of pounds, and he had a Riker, and he did some customization on it and kind of made it, pushed his seat back a little bit, did some things on it, and he loved it. He absolutely loved it. Doesn't have it anymore. Long story with that, but so yeah, I've seen a lot of big guys on it, and they like how it feels. They like, you know. Would you be more comfortable on a Spyder? Probably. The best bet, the best thing I could tell you was just to go to a dealership and sit on it. You'll know the second you sit on it. You'll know. For me, the second I sat on my Riker, I just fell in love with it. The second I sat on, I just knew like the bike was meant for me. I was just one with the bike. It was just weird. And you'll know when you sit on it. Sit on the F3 special series, which has the short reach handlebars versus the long reach. Just sit on the different models that they have in the dealership, and you'll know right then and there if what you feel comfortable with. And both bikes, the Spyder and the Ryker, are very like adaptable. So if you have really long legs on the Ryker, you could push the pegs really far. You could push the handlebar in. There's a lot of things you can do to adapt for a taller person. So you just have to sit on it, and if you can test ride it, even better. I have a custom seat on my Ryker, makes a big difference. Cindy was commenting on the custom seat. What custom seat do you have on your Ryker? I'm sure whoever asked that question would love to know. Ryan says goodbye. Have a great weekend, y'all. Take care, Ryan. Thanks for jumping on. All right. I'm kind of going through here. Let's see who's next. Todd says, for the person who asked about performance mufflers not too loud, they could always purchase a silencer insert or baffle for a quieter, for a loud exhaust. I have heard that. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. That's definitely a way to go. I have not personally tried that, so I can't speak about that. But I do know there are different baffles and different silencers you can put on it. What I like about, here's something people really don't know. So the catalytic converter in the exhaust of the Ryker makes it, that's kind of what keeps it, whatever, quiet. It does what it does, but it is very heavy. It's a very, very heavy too. And it generates a lot of heat. You know how when you're riding the Ryker and the heat comes up and it kind of gets you in between the thighs, it can be a very, very hot ride. When you put on an aftermarket exhaust that doesn't have the catalytic converter, it really lessens the heat. So that's the interesting part of an aftermarket exhaust. So that's kind of a definite plus. Mr. TM3 loves his quad lock filament. I do as well. I wish I wonder if that is a public company. I like to own stock in them. They're really good. So Grumpy says it's 110 right now, so I'm staying inside. Yeah, but you got a dry heat. I've got that humid heat going on, which is horrible. But yeah, it's a scorcher everywhere. PJ, how you doing? Thank you so much for jumping on, PJ Phillips. Ryan says he's only been riding his Ryker Rally for 2 weeks and has 300 miles, and he loves the seat. Do you have the Ryker Rally? Do you have I think the sport one comes with the upgraded seat. I don't know if you have the upgraded seat on yours. The seat on my F3, I have this sport seat on there. Oh my god, the seat is so comfortable. It is just this big and cushy and not my butt, the seat, just both. Smokey for 20, how you doing? Thank you for jumping on. I appreciate it. Can-Am in the house. I'm just seeing that you jumped on. Riding course is great for new and seasoned riders. Yes, I agree. I don't know if you heard me pushing on that. Absolutely. So I don't know if Can-Am on road is still on, or they just jumped on for a second, but we've got Can-Am on here. So if anybody has any questions directly for them, I appreciate it. So I have a question for Can-Am if they're still on and they're still watching. I am going to be going to your event coming up next month in Atlanta, and so it's called the Club. Is there anything that we can tell my viewers what's happening in Atlanta next month, and what that whole huge event is all about? Is there any secrets we can tell about that, of what it's going to be about? I will be going live. I just don't want to give any spoilers away before the event actually takes place. But if there is a spoiler, now would be a good time on the chat. So if you're still watching Can-Am, I'd appreciate that. It says, Heather says the interstate in Knoxville, Tennessee, doing 80 miles per hour. It flew across all 3 lanes. What flew across? I lost that. Oh, okay, here we go. Heather says, I lost my 3-month-old 22 cell phone holder because my faulty RAM mount. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I never had a RAM mount, but anyone I know that's had a RAM mount has had some kind of quirkiness about it, like the little peg things come off, or the rubber band thing that connects it breaks. And some people love it because they bought the whole system and it's on everything they have is RAM mount. But my quad lock is, I love my quad lock. So yeah. Sorry about that, Heather. Oh God, that's terrible. Lose your phone. I don't know what I would do if I lost my phone. Smokey says, I used videos to change my CVT belt on my 220 Can-Am Ryker. Thanks. It saved me over $300. My pleasure. I love that. Thank you so much for saying that, Smokey. Smokey for 20. That's why I do the videos. I literally, my goal is to kind of keep you out of the dealerships as much as you can. I'm not saying anything bad about the dealerships. It just, I know for me, like if you have to bring it to the dealership, sometimes it can sit there for a little bit. And for most of the country, your riding season is very small. So if you have to bring your bike in for maintenance or some kind of issue, you're losing all that time you could be riding. So it saves you money. It gets you back on your bike quicker. And also, I feel like if you're going to be on your motorcycle or on your Can-Am or anything you ride, I really feel like you should know your ride and as much as you can. And the more you work on it, the more you figure out how things work. And this is how I started. I'm not a mechanic. I cannot stress that enough. I'm not a certified mechanic. I'm not a certified Can-Am instructor. I've never had any professional training whatsoever. So when you're watching my videos, keep that in mind. But for me, I'm just extremely interested in it. And I think when you're interested in it and you're passionate about it, you become a very easy student to learn the material because you're excited about it. So for me, it was definitely, I wanted to be hands-on. I wanted to learn the ins and outs of my Can-Am. And just because, sometimes I ride alone. If like I'm riding to Missouri in September, and I may or may not have somebody to ride with. And if I don't, I'm still going to go. And it's a really long ride. And I don't want to feel like if I get a flat tire, what am I going to do? Or if something happens, like I want to have the right tools with me and be able to handle. Now, if something major happens, like there's an engine malfunction or something crazy happens, obviously I'm not qualified to do that. But the little stuff that happens with your ride, you want to be comfortable trying to diagnose it and fix it on your own. And it really just connects you to your ride. It makes you feel like I know my bike knows me, I take good care. Plus, nothing bad about dealerships, but no one takes care of your ride the way you do. No one loves it the way you do. No one's going to like make sure, just no one cares for anything the way you do when it's your own. So like every one of my screws is tightened perfectly. Everything is put back the way it's supposed to be put back. Nothing is left out because I don't think it's needed. Everything, so it's the little things like that that makes you want to get on working on your bike. So I love it. I love that you did the belt. I love that the belt is my least favorite. I've had to do it twice on my Ryker, and that's my least favorite. I don't enjoy doing that. I think it's just not that it's so hard. It's very time consuming. Opening up that clamshell I dread it like anything. I think I would like to pay someone just to open up the clamshell for me before I have to do a project like that again. I hate it. I hate that, the whole process. But it's necessary for a lot of things, spark plugs, as well as the belt. So, all right, Heather, it's not hard to install. Don't over tighten. Quadlock is a great company. Had one of the nuts shipped out and I messed with the company and they replaced it for free. Awesome. So Mr. Tianthis, I thought you got the OEM stereo. I'm sure there are other videos out there for your stereo. I'm not sure if you're talking to me or Heather, Mr. TM3. I did not get the OEM stereo. Actually, Can-Am sent me one, and I actually did a giveaway with that. I don't like having music coming off of my bike. I like it in my helmet. I have a Cardo, and I don't know why. I just don't. Everyone I ride with has these huge speakers, whether they're the OEM, the Can-Am speakers, or Showchrome speakers, or whatever it is. They have a lot of people, and music is like thumping. I mean, it's the whole body, the whole body of the bike vibrates. But I just don't like it. I don't. I'm kind of one of those things. Like if I'm like a pet peeve of mine, for example, is if I'm with somebody and they're watching YouTube videos out loud and I can hear what they're watching, it drives me insane. Like I don't want to hear other people's business. And I'm the same way with music. I don't want to hear your music. I don't assume that I like the kind of music that you listen to. And I don't want to assume that you're going to like listening to the Neil Diamond crap that I listen to. So I keep it in my head, in my earpiece. And that's kind of what I prefer. But a lot of people have, most people have, some kind of stereo system on their ride. So it says, will you be doing a video comparing the F3 to the Sea to Sky? It won't be the Sea to Sky because I don't have access to that bike at the moment, to that ride at the moment. But it says but I will do a comparison. So I'm going to do two comparison videos. One will be the F3 to the Ryker. That's a very common question I get. And I will do another comparison between the F3 and the RT. And the only major differences between the RT and the RTC to Sky is the branding, and it's kind of like that's like the highest one. There's maybe some other little things that come with the RT Sea to Sky, but it's mainly the badging. Correct me if I'm wrong, Can-Am, if you're watching, but it's the same size motor as a, and the controls are the same. So everything is really very much the same as a regular RT versus the RT Sea to Sky. So I will definitely be doing a video comparison on that. I want to do it now, and I'm really excited to do it because now I have almost 2,000 miles on my Spyder. I think I have like 1,700 miles on my Spyder after this trip I just took. But it is so hot right now. It is so uncomfortable to get outside and do these videos in 110-degree heat. And I'll be doing the video, I'll be like, my phone will shut off because it overheats. It's a mess doing videos during the summertime. But yes, keep an eye out for that. Maybe I'll do it in Missouri in September when I ride out there because it'll be a lot cooler. So maybe I'll do some really cool videos with really nice backdrop. Well, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. I need my Ryker in the video for that, so I don't know how that's going to work. Okay. All right. What else? I'm just going through and reading everybody's comments. Robert Arton says, I bought a Joe Rocket mesh jacket, very light and cool. I live in Louisiana. It's about 95 degrees, and ride till 10:30 and ride until 10:30 in the morning, I'm assuming, and then after 5. Right, those mesh jackets. So I have a mesh jacket that I wear by Bon Armor, and that's my go-to jacket. And when I say mesh, it's mesh. It's like it's almost like, it almost looks like how do I describe the Bon Armor jacket? It's like a nylon mesh. It's see-through. It's sheer, and so it's what I call riding. It's like better than wearing nothing because your chest is completely exposed because there's really no jacket there. It's just completely sheer mesh, but it has a level 2 armor where you need it, which is in the shoulders, in the elbow, and in the back. And it has the level 2 armor in there. And that is my go-to riding jacket. I have one in black and one in white. And I love, love, love. I sell the black one. I sell them on my website. But, even if you don't buy it from me, just buy a jacket somewhere. Because, you know me, I'm all about safety at Riker Rides. And so many people, I hear this so much. It's too hot for a jacket. It's too hot in the summertime. You know what's hot is road rash. Road rash is really hot. And those burns you get from road rash, they stay hot. So, an accident doesn't care what temperature it is out. If God forbid you get in some kind of accident, you want to be wearing that helmet. You want those gloves. You want to be wearing, jeans or motorcycle pants. You want to be wearing protective, over the ankle shoes and not flip-flops or slides or something like that. I can't preach it enough because I've seen enough. I've seen enough. I've seen too many people. I've seen enough. Just, so if you can find a mesh jacket that you like, that's awesome. There's a lot of brands out there that sell good stuff. And I suggest buying white in the summer to reflect the heat and all that kind of good, all that good stuff. Cindy has the Can-Am comfort seat. Yeah, that's a great seat. I don't know why I never put that on my Ryker. I don't know why I never did. But that's like a perfect. I like the Can-Am seat better than the Ultimate seat because it's made for the bike in terms of the height. It doesn't put you in this weird position where you're like 3 inches, 4 inches higher than you should be. So I do like the Can-Am comfort seat very, very much. All right, Heather. Much love to the Can-Am family from Heather. Thank you so much for jumping on, Heather. All right. Glenn says he just got his Ryker fixed today. Congratulations. Welcome back. 956 Ryker Riders. Beth, can I send you a Ryker accessory I made? If so, where do I send it? Private message me and through my website. There's my website, RykerRides.com, which is also for Spyder stuff too. And on there's a chat with me button, and it sends me a direct email. And of course, you can send me stuff. I love stuff. and we'll talk later about videos and all that kind of good stuff. And I sell a lot on my website. I sell a lot of things from, and I love promoting people that are kind of selling stuff out of the garage, or they have a 3D printer that they're making stuff. And I love helping people who are kind of starting out and they want some kind of business to help other riders. So if you have a good product and you want to send me it to try out, I love helping people like that promote it, as long as your customer service is number one and you have a great product. So just because you're sending me a product doesn't mean I'm actually going to promote it, because if it's not a good product, I'm not going to say anything negative about it, but I'm also not going to promote it. It's that's super important to know, because like I really can't be bought. Like I have a lot of people saying, hey, if I send you X amount of dollars, can you do a positive review? And I never ever do that. And I hope I never have to be in a situation financially where I have to sell out like that. And it's super important. Like people are always asking me like, oh, you're always selling something. I sell stuff because I stand behind the products I sell. I love the products that I sell on my website. And even like quad lock that I don't sell, I still promote stuff that I like. If I like it, I want to share it with you, not just because I'm going to make, a small percentage, right? You know what I mean? But it's all about building trust with the community. So that's very important for everyone to know. It's integrity is what it is, and that's important to me. All right, Canium says absolutely no spoilers about the event coming up next month. That's the last time I will mention that. I'll be good. It's hard for me to keep secrets though, but I'm going to try super hard. But I will be going live at that event. So it is, I believe it's August. Let me look at my calendar real quick. I believe it is August 20th. Yes, Sunday, August 20th. I'll be going live at the event. That's all I can tell you. So stay tuned, mark your calendars for that, and I'll give you guys countdowns and get ready for it kind of stuff. Hopefully my audio and everything, I'm gonna try to get a wireless system between now and then. Beto Bailey says, I love your channel, Beth. I have a 2022 Riker rally. Hello from Illinois. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That means a lot to me. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Glenn says, if anyone is having problems starting their Rikers after a long ride, if you shake it hard, it will start. The dealer found a loose bolt on the Riker. I'm not sure. I'm just reading Glenn's comment. If anyone has problems starting their Rikers after a long ride, if you shake it hard, it will start. The dealer found a loose bolt on the starter. It seems like any loose bolts should be taken care of. I don't know anything about shaking the Riker to get started, but if that worked for you, good tip. But if you have a loose bolt on the starter, you really need to get that tightened, obviously. But that's interesting, Glenn. Oh, see, this guy has an upgraded comfort seat. All right, thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah, which is nice. But I found the seat on the regular Spyder to be extremely comfortable as well. He butt loved that seat, or my butt loved that seat probably. All right, T-Bread78 says, out of the box upgrades, sway bar shocks on the Spyder to start off with, good idea. Okay, upgrades for the Spyder. Here's my philosophy in any upgrades that you do, any aftermarket stuff or anything you do on it. This is for the Ryker or the Spyder. Ride your ride first. So put, I don't know, 1,000 miles on your Spyder. Put 1,000 miles on your Ryker before getting any upgrades. The reason being, there's so much hype around all these upgrades. And now I sell upgrades, so I'm not sure I'm helping myself out here with, because I want you to come to my website and buy all this, because I sell the shocks for the Spyder. I sell the Baharan sway bar for the Spyder. I sell all this stuff. I still don't want you to buy it. Not yet. And the reason being is there's so much hype about these upgrades, and people get caught up in it becomes almost addictive, the upgrades. And I am definitely one. I don't know if there's any other upgrades I can do on my Riker besides the seat. So when I say ride your ride, what I mean is take it out, ride it for a long time. Ride it for a month if you're riding it every day. Just get to know your ride the way it is, and then go from there. So if you're looking to upgrade your Spyder on different things, find out what it is specifically, what it is that's making it uncomfortable for you, or what it is you're trying to ride. Now, if you're on your Spyder and you're finding it's you ride a rough ride and you have a lot of bumpy roads near you, and or you're just dealing with a lot of uneven surfaces and whatever, and you feel like you need the shocks, then that makes sense because that's the type of riding that you do. But just don't get shocks because everyone says you need to upgrade your shocks. What may be good for them might not be good for you. So definitely get, 'cause some people buy, and I think this is crazy, but people buy their aftermarket accessories before they even get their bike. I had a customer of mine, a subscriber of mine, call me, and he was just getting a sway bar put on, and he'd purchased the shocks from me. And he was asking me about it. So I said, "Well, have you ridden the bike with the sway bar yet?" And he's like, "No." I said, "Hold off. I'm buying, these $1,000 worth of shocks. And see if the Baja Round sway bar helps, and then come back and buy it." And then he messaged me. He's like, "Thank you so much. You saved me $1,000 for not having to do this. I really appreciate it." And it's not all about making money off somebody. It's about making sure that they're getting what they need. So this is a long-winded answer to your question, but yes, there's Frisbee. So yes, definitely. I think the sway bar is amazing. I think it's a great upgrade. I love it. And I think the shocks are great. My view on the shocks, I think they make a much bigger difference on the Ryker than they do on the Spyder. I found the Spyder shocks I like a lot, and I really don't feel the need to upgrade the Spyder shocks. That's for me. But then again, my riding is mostly highway riding, so I'm not really doing a lot of any other kind of riding with that. So just kind of get familiar with it, and then message me any concern that you have, and I'll be able to direct you honestly about what I think upgrades would help you with your ride. But if anyone else has any comments to help him, and what you put on your bike and what you like, feel free to jump in. All right. All right. Let's see. I'm still kind of going through everything. All right. Oops. All right. Glenn says, "Is anyone having Okay. We already did that one. Okay. Out of the box upgrades. All right. Will I be at the DeLand Spyder Rally? Yeah, most likely. Yeah, I will be. Because that's so close to my home, so I'll definitely be there. The DeLand Spyder Rally, and I will this year. I think I'm going to be at Daytona Bike Week as well, and possibly Oktoberfest. I'm not sure if I'm going to go to all of them, or they usually. The problem is they're so back to back to back. So there's like a lot going on, and it's still a good 5-hour, 4-hour ride for me to DeLand. So. But that time of year is usually kind of a nice time to ride. So most likely, yes, I will be there. If you want to know where I'll be next, whenever I have events that I'm going to, like big events, not just, hey, I happen to be in town, who wants to meet for coffee, but for the big events, the big rallies, I post everything on my website, which is rikerrides.com. And I have a section on there called Where'll I Be Next? And it gives you all the information of where I'll be and information about the event. So the next events I'll be at is the one in Missouri, the Le Monster one. So I'll be at Spyders in the Ozarks, and that's in the beginning of September. I don't have the exact dates, but they're on my website. So if anyone lives out that way, Missouri area, that's going to be a great time. So, and I'm riding out there. I'm going to be documenting my trip daily and how it's going, and the experience of riding that kind of distance. So that will be fun. That's good. I'm really looking forward to that. All right. So T Bread 78 says, I think I have found my tribe, Can Am. I love that. I love that. Love that. Um, that's great. I love that. It really does. I think everyone naturally feels like they want to belong to something, um, bigger. They want to be part of something bigger. They want to be, whether it's family or religion or something. But you always want to be part of something bigger than yourself. And the Can-Am community is just so nice, and so it is like I always say when I get on Facebook and I see someone posting, oh, I just got a Riker, I just got a Spyder, and my comment to them is always welcome to the family. And no matter how big we are, it's and we're getting bigger and bigger, and we're starting to take over the streets, which I love. And we really are a family. And there's this bond you have with someone else when you see another Can-Am. It's kind of like that Jeep community. I've never owned a Jeep, but the Jeep community is super tight, and they're always waving to each other. There's a bunch of Jeep events where 1,000 Jeeps show up, and the Ryker community is getting close to that too. And that Houston event, there was 1,000 Can-Ams there, without exaggeration, and we all had a great time. And it was nothing but love and just dancing and riding, and it's cool. And you go to these events, especially when you go to a Riker event, you'll never see two Rikers the same. There could be 1,000 Rikers at an event, and you'll never see two. I've never seen two even with the same wrap. I mean, everyone is like a piece of art. Everyone is so unique, and it's just awesome. And yeah, it's great. So I hear you. It is definitely, you definitely feel like you're part of a tribe. You're part of a family. You're part of a. It's just nice. And the whole motorcycle community is like that. Not just Can-Am, but when I'm riding, like I was riding home from Atlanta, man, it was pouring. Like I've never experienced riding in such torrential downpour. And there were a few other bikers coming the opposite way, and they were also got caught in the same storm, obviously, that I was in. And we just gave each other this wave, like, I got you. You're in it, I'm in it. It kind of sucks. And we just, and you have that communal feeling. And I know that if I broke down, they would have. And I've been this. I've been in situations where, when I had to replace my fuel pump, my bike would break down, or not break down, but it would stop. I'd have to pull over, be in limp mode. And I had bikers, two-wheel bikers, that would come, from the other side of the highway, and they'd come around and they make a U-turn and ask me if I need help. So it's that kind of community that you have. It's just so nice. That biker community is just awesome. All right, we're out. Have a great weekend, everywhere. Can-Am, thank you so much. I really appreciate you jumping on, as always. You guys have any more questions for me? I love when you guys are asking all these good questions. We've been on for an hour already. I've had chats go forever because I'll be on here, and like I'm finishing up, and like 20 more people jump on. They're like, "Hey, I just saw you going live. What's up?" And then the whole conversation starts all over again about something so random like food or anything. So it doesn't have to be about bikes. You can ask me anything. I'm an open book. I've been told I'm too open, but ask me anything. All right. Let's see. Frank says, thank you for the info. My pleasure. What are your Facebook and IG, etc.? My Facebook, on Facebook, I'm Beth's Riker Rides, and on Instagram, Riker Rides. And then my online website, I'll actually type it in here, is rikerrides.com. If you haven't checked out my website, please do. I have 177 items on there right now. And not that I'm saying anything bad about sling mods or anything like that, But if you have an opportunity, to buy from someone you've watched the videos from, that you've grown from, that you've supported, me, I'd appreciate you buying from me. So it's, how the website works. So I want to like be totally open and honest how it all works. So we all have the same prices. We're all like maybe within a couple of dollars. We all have the same price match. Like we have to be within line of prices. So how it works, like for example, if I'm selling, I'm trying to think of something. If I'm selling tire monitoring system, FOBO, which is great. So it's an electronic device. It hooks onto the stem of your bike, of your wheel valves, stem valves, and it monitors your pressure of your wheels, your PSI. And it'll alert you if it gets low. So you're not constantly checking your tire pressure before you go on a ride. And it's great. And it'll actually send you an alarm if it goes really low while you're riding. You get a big alert saying you need to check your tires. So, which can save you from a huge problem. So anyway, I love this product. So I carry it. I called them up and said, I love you. I want to sell your stuff. So say that's, I don't have the price on the top of my head. So say that's like $70 to buy. So you buy it from me for $70. I pay them $60. I make $10. So that's how I make money. And the same price on Slim Model, the same place, any place else you buy it. But so it's that little money here and little money there that allows me to try to make this a full-time job, and allows me to get out there and be able to go on these rallies for 2-3 weeks and ride out and make all this awesome content and make these great videos, is because I'm able to do that, because I'm trying to make this my full-time job. So it supports me, it supports the channel, and that's why I'm begging you to come to me versus somebody else, because I'm just a little business, and the little bit that people buy from me really helps. $10 here and there helps immensely. So I do appreciate it very much. Let's see. DDan633 asks, have I ever heard of B100F fault? Got it when I changed my marker lights to an LED strip. I have not heard of that particular fault code. Did you Google it? I'm curious if you typed into Facebook on one of the pages. A lot of people don't realize like how useful that is. If you go onto one of these Ryker pages and you just type in the fault code in the search, I guarantee you someone else has typed it in asking questions, and there's probably a slew of answers regarding that. So I don't know the answer to that, but did it go away, or is it still on? And is your bike starting? Or I'm kind of curious more details about it. All right, let me ask you guys. Let me do a poll. I like doing the polls. Can you still do that? Let's see. All right, I'm gonna start a poll. All right, let's say a good poll question. All right, let's see, for everybody watching. Let's see. All right. Let's see. All right, everybody watching, who has a Ryker and who has a Spyder? I'm kind of curious what the demographics are of people watching. Did that come up? No, I feel like it didn't come up. Okay, here you go. Now the poll's up. All right, so the poll question is, the people watching, do you guys have a Ryker or a Spyder? You can answer in the poll up top. I like the poll questions. Does anybody have any poll questions you want me to post? Had to change back to the original marker light before the fault went away. I tried 2 different LEDs sets. That's interesting. I had an issue with some not LEDs, but some changing out the. First of all, it's a really hard job, because you have to take the whole fender off and you have to kind of get in. I hated that job. But if you are changing out your fender lights, your not fender lights, but specifically your indicator lights on your fenders, I don't think the bike likes that so much because you're breaking into the CAN bus system, and I think that's probably what's causing you for that fault. Is the CAN bus system is it's like a spider web of different connections, and when you're opening that up and adding something else in, it kind of messes with it. People have done it and they do it and it's fine. I had an issue with it, so I disconnected mine as well. It's best to do plug and play. I'm curious if your problem with your lights, were they plug and play, or did you have to splice into the fender lights? So Grumpy has a Spyder RT 2022 and previously had a 2019 Ryker. I know. Let's see. All right, so according to the poll, 67% of you have Rikers and 33% of you have Spyders. That's cool. I love that like Spyder people are jumping on because my channel's Riker Rides, my website is called Riker Rides, and I had no idea to even get like this involved with everything, kind of exploited. And I had no idea I'd ever be riding a Spyder. So, I should have done like, Beth's Rides. That would have been a cool name for the channel. But yeah, it's important everyone knows that it's like half Spyder, half Ryker now. And I love that combination. It works for me and it kind of works for everybody. So I guess really what I need is an RT so I can cover everything. What I'm excited about most, I'm super, super excited. I don't know why, but I'm super excited about to kind of touch and feel like how the two-wheel bike is coming out. I think it comes out next year, and I'm super excited about that. And it's going to be a dirt bike version and a dual sport version. And like I said, I do ride two wheels, so I'm excited to get on that and ride it. I would love to add that to my my stable of bikes. I would love that. Oh, so now we're going more half and half. Now I've got 57% Rikers and 43% Spyders. That's awesome. Cool. So Teresa, hi. Teresa said, Grumpy did start with me in 2019. Grumpy used to make videos, the Grumpy Riker Rider. He still has a YouTube channel out there somewhere. Just check out his. He's funny. He's funny. The best video he had, he's got this wicked dry sense of humor. And the best video that still makes me chuckle when I think about it is he was riding, and he had a bottle holder that wasn't very good, and he kept losing bottles out of this bottle holder, and I guess he didn't learn. And anyway, he put in this bottle holder, his favorite bottle, in this bottle holder, and he happened to be looking down as it, and he filmed it like he went back and did in slow motion of the bottle just popping out and slowly going off of his bike into whatever on the street. And it's like, well, there goes another bottle. It's just like, I don't know. It just makes me laugh. It's fun. We got to talk again. So Teresa says she bought her very first Ryker on the 9th of this month. I love this bike. I love to hear that. I live in Montana. Oh my God, you have such great riding out there. Montana is just, I love it. And wonder, maybe Can-Am can answer, will Montana be included in some point of a safety course class? Can-Am just jumped off, so they're not on anymore. But they are 100% expanding their safety classes. I do know that for a fact because I was involved with the pilot program. Last year, they sent me out there to kind of help develop this program. And like anything else through Can-Am and through the Motorcycle Safety Association, it is a lot of red tape to get things approved and then rolled out. So it's been probably a year since I did that program, and I'm still like I'm certified to teach, but I don't have my official piece of paper with my certification number on it. So it's been a year, and I'm like eager to get into the class and teach, and I still haven't been able to teach yet because it still hasn't kind of gone through. So yeah, it's coming. They really want to roll it out and make it good for everybody. So keep checking online on the Can-Am website because they're constantly adding new places that offer it. All right, the dance. I like saying it that way. The dance. That's probably not how you want it said, but yes, they were Brennan King. I'm sorry, BKD's plug and play. He also tried to help me. Thank you for your time and input. Did you get so the original? All right. BKD is what does BKD stand for? I don't know what BKD stand for. But yeah, sorry. Yeah, I don't know why. It kind of messed it up a little bit. All right. So does anybody have any good only 8 people voted on that. Well, there's only 12 of you watching, I guess. That's okay. Anybody have any good rides coming up? I know it's hot everywhere, but I'm just kind of curious. Bill Ramsey are in the house. My man, Bill. How's it going, Bill? Bill's one of the busiest men I know. He's like such a good entrepreneur. 81 there, yeah. Yeah, Braden King exhaust. I had his exhaust on my bike and I had to take it off. It was just too loud for me, but a lot of people like it. It was just too loud. So Bill Ramsey, I saw a lot of his stuff on my website as well. And he's a great guy. He's like we started he's been on YouTube forever, but we started the Riker stuff. I started after him and with my channel, and he was my mentor. I say this all the time because I never want to stop kind of appreciating the people that helped me get to where I am. And not that I'm so huge or anything, but I definitely appreciate that Bill helped me, and it's awesome. So yeah, so Bill sells a lot of stuff. Bill was the original. There's a lot of like grills out there for the Ryker to cover up your radiator, the radiator grills. But Bill was it's important to know who starts stuff and who's the original gangster, the OG, and that's Bill. Bill started his radiator grills. He was the very first one to have them out, and he worked really hard and made a very successful business of it. And so successful, everyone kind of copied him. And which is hard because you're the first one out there, but it is what it is. But Bill's done very, very well. So his grills are more they're for protection, and they look good too, and they come in different colors, and he's just got it going on. So go check out his website, blrtuning.co. Right, Bill? If you feel free, Bill, to post your website on here. Anybody have anything that they want to promote on here? Throw it in the comments. If you have a website that you sell stuff and you want people to check out. I can't endorse anyone. I can endorse Bill because I know him and I trust him. But anyone else that throws stuff up on there, don't assume because it's in my chat it's something that I endorse or something that I know is trustworthy. It's like so hard out there. Just be an educated consumer when you buy stuff. And it's tricky out there. Yeah, blrtuning.co. Bill says, when we stop remembering where we started, we start over. That's a great line. It's been my life like that for the last 20 years. That's been my life for the last 20 years. Life rule for the last 20 years. Because am I allowed to talk about your 20-year anniversary? I'm assuming so because I think you went public about it. Bill is 20 years sober. So he's, which I think is just amazing. Nothing, no drugs. I don't even think he drinks. And he's just an amazing guy. And he's got a great story which I'm not going to tell, 'cause it's his story to tell it on his own site. But Bill has got a great story, which I think a lot of us can relate to. Like he had a very tough life, went through a lot of stuff, and a lot of it was bad. Most of it was really, really bad stuff. He went through hard times, and he came out of it, and now he's 20 years successful and just kicking ass. And so you can go from hardship to, really doing well if you want to, if you've got the drive, if you've got the desire, and the love of a good woman. He's got a great wife behind him, Vanessa, and so it's all good. Remember where you. I'm gonna use that line again. Let me read that out loud because it's worth saying twice. When you stop remembering where you started, you start over. I don't know if that's your line, Bill, but you should coin that. That's good. So yeah, he's recovering, 20 years sober, alcohol and drugs. Yeah. Thank you for sharing your story, Bill, because I think so many people are, and the only reason why I did share it, because you and I have talked openly about it, and I've seen you post about it, or else I would never have kind of said that. But, and I think it's important to share the story because so many, like, it's not embarrassing. It's not something, your past mistakes aren't indicative of your future. And the more we're open about depression, well, we're getting really off topic now, but the more we're open about depression, anxiety, hardships, struggles, alcoholism, drug addiction, that kind of, the more we're open about it, the more we help somebody else. So you never know if you're helping that one person and saving their life by telling your story. And that's worth sharing the story just for that one reason. So thank you, Bill. I've never seen Bill in person, which is very upsetting to me. I've known Bill. We talk on the phone, we hang out. I mean, I'm online and stuff, and we chat. And I feel like I've known Bill my whole life, and I've never seen him in person. So one day we're gonna have this like tearful, joyous reunion. But until then, yeah, everyone has a past and everyone has skeletons. Yeah, that's true. We all do. All right. I'm probably gonna get going soon. We've been on for a good bit. It was really good hanging out with you guys. It's so nice. I need to jump on here more often and just chat. And I usually get, when I go online at night, I usually get a huge turnout, and it kind of goes forever. But I don't know, I just thought it's mid Saturday afternoon. It is Saturday, right? Yeah, I'm losing track of my time. So I'm gonna get back to editing this week's video, and I'm trying to stay cool. Maybe catch the new Tom Cruise movie, and that's it. I hope you guys are all doing well, and happy you jumped on, and I appreciate you. I really do. I don't just say that. Like, I really, when I go to these events, it's so nice to meet the people that are kind of liking my videos and meeting the people who are subscribed. And it just puts everything into perspective for me about kind of how big the community is and how much, like, I touch people and help people, and people are like super appreciative. And it's like, I'm always like shocked by someone coming up to me, oh my God, yeah. And I'm like, it's always like, really? Like, you're excited to meet me? Like, I just don't get it. And hopefully I'll always be humble and grateful and appreciative of you guys. So keep doing your thing, keep riding, be safe, have fun. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And I'll see you on the open road. I'm going to a lot of rallies, and I hope to see you there. The next big one I told you is in Missouri for the Spyders in the Ozarks. So please come out and see me if you're anywhere in the area. And if not, I'll see you at another event. Have a great afternoon, everybody, and stay cool, stay good, and ride safe. Bye.